Hello and welcome to the explainer of the Annapurna Base Camp Trek. Now you're here because you are interested in this adventure. I can tell you that this is one of my ultimate favorites. Now what is it all about? Well, we're going to be spending 10 days and 9 nights in the Himalayan kingdom of Nepal. Our target destination is Annapurna Base Camp. That's at an altitude of 4,130 meters, and we're going to be hiking for around 7 to 8 hours a day. Now, the one question we always get asked, and it's a very important one, is who can do it? Well, when we're talking about Annapurna Base Camp, what we found is that most people with a basic level of fitness can do this trek. One thing we have to mention is that there are never-ending stairs up, and of course, many stairs down. So if you have knee issues, this is something you need to seriously consider. You need to consult with your physician if you're on the fence, but that can be a challenge. But in general, we've even had people come on this trek with, in their words, 0 fitness levels. They don't work out, and they have managed to do it with the right mindset. The power to continue, the power to push through when things get a little difficult. What we can promise you, however, is that this is a trip of a lifetime. The scenery is stunning, and what's beautiful about ABC is that it changes as you go. First you have these beautiful rolling hills and Nepalese villages, then you go through a lush forest, there's massive waterfalls, then you go above the tree line and you have the sensational peaks start to unfold before you. It is really a very special week. What about the weather? Well, we have our trips in the beginning of the year and at the end of the year. So March, April, and October, November. These are the best times to hike in the Himalayas. It's the dry season, but we are in the mountains and the weather is always extremely unpredictable. So we have to make sure that we are prepared for everything. Snow, rain, cold, heat, even sun. It really can give us an array of 4 seasons in one day, but we will ensure that you're very much prepared for anything the mountain throws at us. All right, so let's talk about the accommodation. We are going to meet in Nepal's capital city, in Kathmandu, where we're going to stay in a 4-star hotel. Now, the concept that we have on our adventures is a sharing concept. This is how travelers mingle, get to know each other. So they are on a shared room basis. In Kathmandu, you can request a single room. That is according to availability and at extra cost. That's called a single supplement. For the rest of the adventure, this is going to be unavailable. On the mountains, it's sharing rooms, it's sharing bathrooms. It's where you really get to know each other very well, but it is all part of the adventure. So a little bit about the tea houses that we're staying in. There is only one way up and one way down, so the choice of accommodation is what it is. They are mountain tea houses, they are basic. As I said already, the concept is shared rooms, shared bathrooms. Sometimes we have to sleep 3 or 4 to a room as we go higher up, and there's less availability, but we've really found that even travelers who are terrified of this idea absolutely love the camaraderie and the real sense of adventure that this created. Once we get off the mountain, we're going to be staying in a 5-star hotel in the lakeside town of Pokhara. Again, there it is on a shared basis. You can also request a single supplement if it is available in that hotel, but it is going to feel like the Ritz. After your experience on the mountain, the feeling of a proper hot shower, having a hairdryer, having all your electrical plugs everywhere, it really does bring you back to appreciating everything that we take for granted. So what about the meals? Well, when it comes to the cities, only breakfast is included. So when you land in Kathmandu and you're staying in the hotel, breakfast is included. However, we will have a included team welcome dinner on the first night you arrive. On the mountains, breakfast, lunch, and dinner is all included. How does that work? Well, you can choose 1 plate for breakfast, 1 plate lunch, 1 plate dinner. This is ample. It really is enough on the mountain, and we do this so that people don't over order and food goes to waste, because it is so difficult to get so many things up on the mountains. Water is included, purified water. We don't include soft drinks because we don't encourage you to drink soft drinks on the mountain. And then after every meal, also you will be served with a hot drink. You can choose from coffee, hot ginger lemon tea, which we love, or there's also a lemon tea, which is delicious. So these are served also 3 times a day. After dinner, you will also be served a plate of fresh fruit, which is also sometimes very welcome on the mountain, especially the higher we go. Now, transportation, everything pretty much in this trek is included. We will pick you up and drop you off at the airport. We will drive you to the airport in Kathmandu to catch our internal flight. The internal flight is included. It's around a 30-minute flight to Pokhara. And then it's about a 3-hour drive to our starting point of the trek. So everything is basically included. What about the team? Well, one of us, a sports guru leader, will be accompanying you on this trek. And then you will also have our amazing team of local guides and porters. We have around one guide per 5 to 6 people, and then it is one porter for 2 people. So you will have a team with us. They are excellent. They are our backbone of our operations in Nepal, and that is also how we like to travel sustainably, bringing the money, keeping the money back in the country and to the people who live there. Now, this is a fun infographic that gives you a really good overview of what to expect. So you can see there, arrival in Kathmandu, then we take our internal flight, 30 minutes to Pokhara, 3-hour, more or less, jeep ride until our starting point. And then you can follow the route all the way up to the stopping points that we take up to Annapurna Base Camp, which of course is our aim for this trek. We also have an informative altitude chart, very useful to know just how high you are going. As you can see, highest point is 4,130 meters. We sleep at Machapucha Base Camp, that is at 3,700 meters, just because we found previous times sleeping at Annapurna Base Camp, the altitude does give people a hard time. What does that mean? It means headaches, it means difficulty sleeping. Even at MBC, you might experience mild symptoms, but with proper hydration, this is fine. This is part of what the altitude does to our bodies, but we go slowly, and that is also especially why we sleep at MBC. What is a sensational part of this hike, which I love, is that we wake up very early at MBC around 4 o'clock in the morning, and we walk under the stars to catch the sunrise at Annapurna Base Camp. It is really quite something special. All right, so there's a couple of details that you should know. Hot showers, where they are available on the mountain, are included. In some tea houses, there will be heaters, which you can rent. This is something at extra cost. We do provide you with our own Sports Guru sleeping bags. They are minus 15 degrees centigrade. They're very, very warm. But sometimes people like to have some extra heat in the sort of general eating area. But these are minimal costs, like $1. Also, Wi-Fi is available, I would say, in most of the tea houses. We don't include that, again, because we encourage you to disconnect, but it is available, again, for about $1 if you would like to connect and upload your pictures and talk to your friends and family, tell them that you're okay. Tipping for our team is not included. That is at your own discretion at the end of the trip. We do encourage you to leave a token of your appreciation for the porters and for the guides. And also on our last day in Jinodanda, we'll be visiting some hot springs, and that is also included. Now, we will be giving you a free Sports Guru duffel bag. I love this duffel bag. Actually, I think it is right up there with all the big brands, and I'm not just saying that because I'm biased, it is fact. This is great to keep your clothes safe and dry on the mountain. It also ensures you don't overpack, something we do consider. Do not overpack when you go to the mountains. You will have a porter carrying your duffel bag and the duffel bag of one other fellow adventurer, and you'll be carrying what you need for the day in your backpack, in your day pack. But this bag you can keep with yourself. You can use it on your next adventures. It is a token, a memory of what we hope and what we're pretty sure will be a trip of a lifetime. Now, incredibly important is the packing checklist. We're going to give you a more extensive one of these once you decide to register and join us on one of these adventures, and we're going to go through every item with you. It is in our interest to make sure that you are as best prepared as possible. I think there is a quote where it says there's nothing like bad weather only inappropriate clothing, and that is absolutely 300% accurate when it comes to the mountains. So we'll be going through the packing checklist with you to ensure you have everything to be prepared for rain, for snow, you have the right hiking boots, you have the right gear to keep you warm and dry if that is needed on the mountains, and this really will ensure that you have an incredible trip. All right, so international flights are not included in our package. We can, of course, help you choose your flight. We can even book it for you, but this is on you. You will also be responsible for your own visa. In Nepal, most nationalities can get a visa on arrival, and that is around $30 for 15 days, but we will guide you through the process. It really is quite simple. That is pretty much it. We are, of course, here to answer any questions that you may have. I think Annapurna Base Camp is an excellent choice if it's your first time considering a multi-day hiking experience, particularly because it's 6 days, it's not too long. Also, there's not a massive amount of altitude, and you really get a sense of the majesticness of the mountains. It really makes you feel quite small. It is a very, very special and unique adventure, and certainly from the many adventures that we have taken on this trek, I can tell you that for quite a few it was a life-changing journey. It's something that we cannot convey through our videos or pictures or words. You have to come and experience it for yourself. We're waiting for you. Come join us.